A birthmark, to most, an innocuous patch of discolored skin, barely noticed or quickly dismissed. But pause. Imagine for a moment that beneath these subtle shapes, a hidden story is etched, one that science has only just begun to unravel. In the sterile hush of a hospital ward, a gloved hand slowly hovers over an unusual birthmark, tracing its jagged contours. Could this be a biological echo of tragedy? A scar not from this life, but the last? What if your skin is a map charting the ending of a story you do not consciously remember? Tonight, we venture into the clinical frontier of reincarnation's most tangible evidence, the physical body. Our focus: birthmarks and congenital deformities, where tissue meets memory and the past leaves its indelible signature. In a world fascinated by the possibility of life after death, most evidence is intangible: a fleeting memory, a déjà vu, an inexplicable fear. But in the realm of medicine, the physical is paramount. Here, evidence is measured, weighed, and scrutinized under the uncompromising glare of science. And yet, in case after case, investigators have been confronted with a phenomenon that refuses to be dismissed by coincidence or genetics alone. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a professor of psychiatry at the University of Virginia, spent decades compiling cases where the body itself appears to tell the story of a previous demise. His files, meticulously organized and cross-referenced, contain thousands of pages of photographs, medical charts, and autopsy reports. His central claim was radical, yet supported by a mountain of clinical data. Birthmarks and deformities sometimes appear precisely at the site of a past life's fatal injury. In many cases, these marks are so specific, so anatomically exact, that they match not only the location, but the shape and dimensions of the wounds described in historical documents. Skeptics have long argued that stories of reincarnation are constructs of imagination, suggestion, or cultural myth. But what happens when physical evidence, measurable, photographable, and anatomically precise, lines up with memories recounted by children too young to fabricate such details? Consider for a moment the statistical improbability. In a random population, birthmarks and deformities appear with some frequency, but the odds of these marks appearing at the exact site and in the exact configuration as a fatal wound, corroborated by medical reports from another person's life, push the boundaries of chance into the realm of the extraordinary. Visualize a diagram of the human body, annotated with hundreds of marks, dots, lines, shaded areas, each representing a birthmark from Stevenson's files. Clusters begin to emerge: the chest, the head, the back, areas where, historically, fatal wounds are most frequently sustained. Now imagine overlaying these diagrams with autopsy reports: the X-ray of a fractured skull, the police photograph of a chest wound, the surgeon's notes on a missing limb. With startling regularity, the birthmarks and deformities of one generation align with the fatal injuries of another. Let us examine this phenomenon through the lens of clinical investigation. The first case: a boy born in rural Turkey with a large, irregular birthmark covering much of his chest. From the moment he could speak, the child insisted he had been killed, not in this life, but in the one before. He described in detail the circumstances of his death: a sudden confrontation, the flash of a shotgun, the searing pain in his chest, his family in